Play that one. Yeah. All right. Hey, YouTube. Yeah, that's right. We got some new music. Trying to keep it fresh, as the kids say. Okay. Anywho, as us old people say, this is less of a video on how to, as I'm hoping that it's a wow to video. Not this boat, not this one, not this one. Let's see. Get into it. Nope, still wrong boat. No. Huh. Oh, there it is. Hey, this is a Moomba ski boat. These things are really good boats. People really seem to like them. Maybe not this owner. The scum line, the water spots, the oxidation on this were fairly insane. Took quite a few chemicals and lots of grinding on the bottom part of the hull to get that white again. So the owner asked if we should wet sand this, if we should gel coat it, repaint it. We suggested vinyl wrap and a bonfire. But we also suggested that he give us a chance to try something else. So we took a couple buffer wheels and some compound, and we went to work. And the guy you're about to see has only been doing this technique for about a week. This is his third boat. After we removed the decals and got a couple test spots done, we figured out which compound was going to work for us the best and which wheels were going to work the best. And whoa, there he is, going really, really fast. He's spinning that buffer like crazy. And if you notice, to his left is a bottle of 3M's Heavy Cut. So he's going full speed with Heavy Cut on a dark colored hull. And yet look at the clarity he's getting. Very impressive. If you're wondering what it was that we ended up using, we started off with 3M's Heavy Cut and a wool pad, and we cut through all the nasty texture and calcified water spots and got through the oxidation until we saw a really uniform color. Then we'd use 3M's Perfected or Finesse It. I'm never sure which one it is. It's the magenta bottle with a white cap, and I think they have an EX and an EXCP now. Not quite sure what the EX stands for or the CP. But we'd use that as a finishing material and then wipe that down with bright lights. There's LED lights on the wall, and then we've got a couple of LED lights on the ground and a work light. So we use this to gauge the swirls and the clarity, and I think we did a pretty good job. In fact, I'm really happy with Herbert. Herbert's a really cool kid that's picked this up really fast, and he's now on his way to becoming an expert boat detailer. And to save everybody some time, we'll go ahead and fast forward. We've already gotten the port side. I just wanted to show this to you after it got finished. And the reason we took the decals off, partly they were faded and chipped and scratched and torn. But beyond that, we were going to have to get very aggressive with this gel coat. And I don't think that the decals would have held up very well. Now, it might look like Herbert's running away from the camera. In fact, no, he's running away from this nasty transom. Look at this thing. Ah! Anyway, this is the last part of the boat that we need to work on, and I'm going to tackle this. I don't know if Herbert's very comfortable working around the tow hooks and the tow bar, and so once that's done, I'll show you what that looks like. We'll probably drag it outside, give it a good wash, and then once that's done, we'll get to the polish. And voila! Here we are. This is a boat that we've taken a moment to wash all the compound oils off before we applied the polish, and we applied the polish in a fairly specific way just because the boat was so old and dry and the oxidation had gone fairly deep into the gel coat. There's some tricks and tips that we use to make sure that this lasts an extra long amount of time. It's not indefinite. This boat will probably fade out in the back corners and around the tow hook eventually. When it does, it'll be easier and easier each time we detail it to clean that up, and it'll last longer and longer with each subsequent waxing. As this is an older boat, you'll see some things like that scratch, fairly deep. I wasn't able to get that out with compound, but we got a majority of the scratches and marks out of the hull and felt really good about that. I did leave him one decal. This is one of those puffy, thick decals, and it was able to handle the grinding that we were going to put this boat through. So if nothing else, they can have that, and they won't feel like I stole all the character out of their boat. But without the decals, I think this thing looks great, and it's really clean, and it's sharp, and it's not dated. And you can put any decals on it you want now. If your name's Joe, you can have Joe's Moomba put on the side of your boat. You're not stuck with what the factory wanted. So I've opened the door for options, I guess. Giving props where props are due, Herbert has learned how to almost perfect colored gel coat in a matter of a week. And we've got all these boats. Yep, that's a hydroplane in the back, and an aluminum pontoon boat, which no matter what they're offering me, I will not be touching. But Herbert's got all these boats to practice on, and I'll be with him every step of the way. And I'm hoping that in the future, I'll be showing you some stuff that'll blow your mind. If you have a question, hit me up in the comment section. If you have a comment, that's also a great spot for it. I will reply. And remember, the standard is the standard. Thanks for watching.